Hi, everybody. My name is Farhad Farahmand. I'm with TRC, and I'm here to describe modeling compliance for electrification reach codes. What the heck is a reach code? It's a local amendment to the state code that can be adopted at any time. Most of the reach codes are only for new construction, and for today, we're only focusing on building electrification, but there are also electric vehicle infrastructure reach codes. Currently, we're at about 35 agencies that have adopted these types of reach codes, representing about 10% of the state's population. And these codes have been shown to improve the economic, energy, and emissions performance of buildings, which is the subject of a whole presentation in and of itself. But if you are interested in that, there's more information available at these links below, particularly at that last link, buildingdecarb.org. You can find the full list of the cities that have adopted reach codes. But for today, we're just focusing on modeling. The types of reach codes are all electric preferred, all electric required, and the natural gas ban. All electric preferred allows for mixed fuel buildings to be constructed as long as they achieve a higher energy performance. Typically, that's done through energy efficiency measures, but for residential buildings, that could include battery storage. And for all electric required, the appliances must be all electric, with some exceptions, and commercial kitchens is a common one. And in both the electric preferred and electric required, if you do have an appliance that's served by natural gas, they do have to have some raceway or pre-wiring for those appliances. The third type is a natural gas ban. This is less prevalent. It's the most aggressive. It doesn't allow for a natural gas lateral to be connected to the building. And that's much easier to check for during plan check. But the most popular one here is the all electric required. So that's kind of, yeah. The next few slides, this slide and the next few slides are actually lifted from building department staff training slide decks. So what should the enforcement officials be looking at when they're reviewing for adherence to their reach codes? So for residential, they'd be looking at the CF1R form. They're checking to make sure the scope is new construction. And they're also checking to see the system type, if it's natural gas or if it's electric. If it's natural gas, then they have an electric preferred reach code, then they know they should be checking for a compliance margin improvements on the subsequent page. If these are electric, then there would be no compliance margin improvement necessary. So again, assuming that this is a mixed fuel building and the city has an electric preferred reach code, the enforcement official would be looking at both the efficiency EDR, that should be at least 0 or a positive number, and then the total EDR, which should be according to whatever the reach code is, and that could range from 2 till 10, depending on if it's a single family building or a multifamily building or what climate. On the non-residential side, it's a similar process, but a little different. So again, they're looking to see if it's a new construction building. And under gas type, if they see natural gas here, then at least one appliance is a gas appliance. But if all of the building is served by electric, this would say none instead of natural gas. If it does say natural gas and they have an electric preferred reach code, then they would again jump to the compliance margin page. And again, these range from between 3% up to 20%, depending on the building type, for what compliance margin a mixed fuel building would need to achieve in order to meet their reach code. If it is an all electric building, these compliance margins, again, would be 0 at least. Some modeling improvements that we've encountered, just by discussions with design teams and building officials. The big one I think that's remaining is the central hydronic heat pump space heating or heat recovery chillers. And this is really for non-residential buildings. And we've encouraged design teams that are using these systems to engage with building officials early and often. And there needs to be some crosswalking done, post-processing calculations to demonstrate compliance, because you can't model this system type right now, even though it's kind of the most popular. So I believe California Energy Commission is working on adding this into the modeling software by end of 2020. We've also noted that there could be improvements for ACM defaults. We've been looking at restaurant electrification and have noted that the default energy use intensities for the cooking appliances, for appliances in general within the kitchen, and in hot water usage in restaurants and other non-residential buildings are much lower than what we've determined to be accurate through literature review and through subject matter interviews with subject matter experts. So some of those ACM defaults could be improved to be more accurate. And then in terms of policy making, there's a couple of discrepancies between the non-residential software and the residential software, likely due to the goal for zero net energy for residential being ahead of that for non-residential in California. But these two discrepancies are emissions-based metrics that are not automatically output with the non-residential software. You have to go to the zero code report to identify those. And the all-electric prescriptive pathway for non-residential is also not there yet, although we are making some progress, or the proposed, some case proposals for 2023 code include some all-electric prescriptive pathways for high-rise multifamily buildings. And that's all I got. Happy to take your questions. Thank you very much.